and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen, and I am here with a celebration for the 500 subscriber hop for Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and also combining that with Scraptember for 2023, and day 9 is stitching. I'm gonna fake it, y'all. So, and with Shannon and her 500 subscriber hop, she has asked us to do florals. So I felt like Splendid by Paige Evans was a really good option for that. She's got lots and lots of flowers in this entire collection, and I pulled some scraps that have some flowers. And I'm going to document this picture of me and my friend Carolyn at the retreat that I went to back in early August. And we both have flowers in our hair, so that just makes it even better. And I have lots of embellishments in here, although I don't really use those. But I do use all these little wordy bits up here. And I was going to use this little fun thing, but it doesn't fit on the layout when I'm done. And you probably will understand when you see it. I have this double stencil that does florals, and I'm super excited to try it for the very first time. I've got some inks pulled out that I'm going to use, and we're going to bring in some fake stitching and other things. So I got my papers, my embellishments, my stencils and mixed media, my picture, and let's see how this goes. So I wasn't sure when I started what I was doing. I knew I didn't want to do a full 6x6 squared off because I thought that that would look weird and be choppy. So I decided to start in the bottom corner and just do around the outside so that I could do the florals. Now, I've never used this stencil before. I had no clue how this was going to turn out. And so I can say I'm really, really excited for how it turned out. So here's the leafy bits that I put on. I didn't want to complete all of them because I want the florals to, it's not going to cover the whole page because the middle is going to be covered. And I don't want to do all that work if it's going to be covered. Now, my thought was I was going to put some kind of wreathy looking design in the middle. But you know, that's not what happens. So color wise, I used Rustic Wilderness to do all the leaves, and I'd press in a little harder in places so it gave it a little more of a color texture and stuff. And then I've got the yellow is Mustard Seed, the red is Festive Berries, and those are all 3 Distress Oxides by Tim Holtz. And then I also have Distress Ink in Peacock Feathers, which is that tealy color that I work with. And I am mixing the colors some. I don't mind that at all. I'm not really worried about, I try and do light colors first and then dark colors so that it doesn't, mess up my brush, and I can clean those off, which is fine. I bought a bunch of new ones off of Temu so that I have a brush for every color, and that makes me happy. So I pull those off, and I think that that looks so good. Now look at it finished. Oh, it makes me so happy, you all, because I had no clue what was going on when I started. I didn't know how it was going to turn out and if it was going to work. And because I did the blending, there is some orange in there and a couple different shades of different greens. So I'm really happy with that. I did trim down my picture, me and Carolyn, a little bit. And I matted it on a white with floral scrap that I had from the collection. And then I had this purple scrap, but it wasn't big enough for the picture. So I Frankensteined it and just put 2 pieces together. And then I'm just now going to try and figure out how big I want the kind of wonky mat. I'm going to do a torn mat around the picture, and I'm trying to figure out how much of a border I want. So I give myself a little, almost an inch at the top and the bottom, or I mean on the right and the bottom, or the left and the bottom. Good gravy. I do know my, left from my right, y'all. And I end up kind of tearing it down a little bit more, but I want it to cover the majority of that space. And at this point, I'm not sure if I'm going to cover all that white or not. And so then I took this little tag that says Beautiful Moments. I think it says, yep, Beautiful Moments. And that cut apart is the same paper as behind my picture. And of course, the same color as what's behind the entire layout. So I get that tucked in, and then I'm going to set it aside. My picture's not taped down yet because I want to stitch. And I've got air quotes going on. Y'all can't see me, but I'm stitching around my picture. So I use the peacock feathers and use this stamp that I've had for a little while of a stitch. And I just go all the way around the picture with that. Because I had no clue what I was going to be doing when I started, because that's just kind of the way I roll, y'all. I didn't know how I was going to incorporate stitching, but the floral is so much that if I had tried to put a stitch there, I don't think it would have worked. I did consider trimming down the paper, the white floral paper, a little bit more and stitching around the entire outside of that purple, but changed my mind about that too. I just still want to cut more of the floral off because I've already trimmed some, because there was a little line on the two different sides from where there was no ink on the edge, and I didn't want that. So that's why I ended up matting the picture. And now I'm just tucking in things from the Splendid collection to cover up the white spaces. Because originally I was going to leave some white space, but once I got the things on that I wanted to, there was so much covered that it would have looked weird just to have a little peeking out here or peeking out there. So for Shannon's 500 subscriber hop, she asked that we use florals. I think I got that covered. Pretty much all my paper is floral. And then my background, of course, is absolutely floral. And I added a bunch of florals from the Splendid collection. She also asked for some bling. So I've got some gold on there, which is blingy to me. But I also am going to bring in some Park Lane little pearls and get those on there here in a few minutes. And then I also want to add the things from my sweet friend Carolyn. She works as a consultant for Stampin' Up! And so she did a little activity with us and gave us a little kit that had like pre-cut words and some leaves, things like that. And the leaves weren't going to work on this layout since I was doing the florals, but I definitely am keeping them. They're in a little box for me to put on a fall layout. But I did have all these little wordy bits that I wanted to add. And so there they are. And I'm going to put them on my layout in different places. It says, life is better with friends. Your kindness means more than you could ever imagine. Oh, happy day and hi there. And then there's a small little black heart that you can see at the very bottom. So I'm going to add all of those on here because I wanted a little piece of things that my friends had given me to go on the layout with their picture. And so since I couldn't work the other things or the belly button lint brush thing out to go on my layout, I figured I would start with these. I am planning on doing a layout about an adventure that we had with our sweet friend Carolyn later. And I do believe that the belly button thing will be more appropriate for that layout because it's going to be a funny one. I can't guarantee that's going to be on camera or if I just do that myself. But anyway, we had lots of adventures with our friends. So, needless to say. So anyway, I hope that you all will go check out Scraptember and the monthly daily hop that's going on this month with them. Laura Alberts and the Scrappy Sisters are amazing, came up with these fun prompts, and everybody is putting those on the playlist, so I hope you'll go check that out. And definitely go check out Shannon at Creative Chaos in Tennessee. She'll be linked below. Congratulations on hitting 500 subscribers. It is such a joy to know that there are people out there who are interested in what you're doing, and I know that she appreciates you all. So if you have not already subscribed to her channel, I would love it if you all would go and check her out. Also, if you have not already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this layout. Comments I love and will love to reply to. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.